So the other day we were playing ranked, but there was just some discussion over, the state of ranked and really what's going on within it, and just like the problems with it. So I just wanted to take some time to talk about those and what I think about it. Or like, what are the problems with it? Maybe not. I don't have solutions to them, but I definitely like to think about it. So my first grievance is really with the style of play at the moment. I'm sure a lot of you know that jumping is a big problem. I think pretty much every #1 player right now, and honestly, so you for figuring out how to get #1 without having to be jumping style. Stain, Tezos, like the proved modifier, everyone either right now like knows how to jump. And it's really, really boring. I think that's the biggest problem with ranked right now, is that a lot of people don't even feel like playing it because they can't compete against people who jump. It's just something that's gotten way out of control, and there's a couple fixes out there for it, and I don't see it getting implemented into NODEBUFF. And it's really sad because it really just makes the clips unusable. And I know, at least for myself, that I just don't want to queue certain players because of it, because I know I don't really have a shot against it. Like I would never queue Tezos right now because he's gonna get 80. I think yesterday he had a fight against Nikoso where he had 83 crits, and that is frankly insane. That's so many crits. Nikos only had like 60, which he probably got through fighting regularly. And that's just unbelievable. And there should be some kind of fix for it, because it really, not even really a skill gap. It's just, it does depend on your ping for a lot of people. And I personally, I don't find it fun to play ranked right now with jumping playstyle. Second problem I have with just NODEBUFF ranked right now, it's really just cheating. Right now, I think like peak queuing days will get up to about like 23, 24 players, which is really not that much. And the problem with that is that there'll be at least half of those players will be either auto-clicking or like fake lag, like some form of a cheat, right? And it really, really is unplayable for people who want to make like elo series or just, trying to like fight people on alts, even trying to just get to leaderboards. It's like you queue one of these guys and it's death row if you're playing legit, because cheating has just become so advanced and people have just become so good at it. I, of all people, know this. I mean, I did it for years. It's crazy. It's crazy just how good people are now at cheating. And to go hand in hand with this is that like the staff on big servers like NODEBUFF, I don't feel like they are actively like reading reports or don't have access to logs. There's nobody to like access logs, or when like players try to directly contact those staff members, it's like, I feel like it's easily like written off or like just looked past, and these players don't get banned until they reach leaderboards, and it's already too late at that point. It's like Judah is a great example of this right now. He's just came back from school, he's trying to queue, and he's running into, I mean, like, I don't even know these players at chance, but if you go look through his match history, a lot of the matches he's lost has been to cheaters. And like, if he were to send these to a staff member, it'll just be, all right, I'll look into this, and then it'll never get looked at ever again. There's nobody like active right now that is actively banning cheaters or like trying to better the style of play. NODEBUFF has been the same server now for 3 years. The only thing that has changed is the spawn and just resetting everyone's elo. There's no difference in the game whatsoever, and it's just made it extremely boring to play. Not even changing the KB. I understand that they're focusing on 1.21, but there's no difference. Not even like just the slightest tweak to anything. I feel like it's just been, people are logging on to the same thing every day for the last 3 years, and it just feels like he's really given up on that edge of the community. And I understand it's not the biggest anymore, but he's also not putting any effort into it for something to change, for people to make content out of. And now I just mentioned content, and I think content right now is extremely, extremely dry. It's the same recycled songs. Nobody is just being innovative. Everyone's just stealing music from each other. Not that that part matters. The even worse part is that everything now is just a combotage. It's the same spamming, people dropping with, 4 pots, 6 pots against them, like okay, cool, you're flexing that you're the best player, but nobody's doing anything differently. It's all just the same video, and I mean, like, I'm also a problem. I haven't, posted anything differently, but it's just extremely boring to watch. I'm just watching the same video, 90 times. And to kind of tie that back into like Minemen Club hasn't changed. It's the same combos over and over again. It's just people holding W, tapping S, letting the hits register, and then holding W back into again. It's like all straight lines. The like really only kind of variation you see with that is like maybe like modifier like OEU's videos. It's like nobody strafes anymore. It's really just hold W, make sure your hits register, jump crit, all that type of thing. All the content is the same. I really like Nesco's Elo series because at least you get some kind of engagement with people and you can like have a chance at growing the game. But these combotages are just spam. Nobody does anything differently, and they don't get views anymore. I don't understand why people still make them. It's just really sad, especially if you're not like a top player. It's just not going to get views. You're not going to get views unless you're on leaderboards. So there needs to be some kind of reason for people to keep queuing ranked, and it's just not there right now. And then lastly, to kind of tie that all back into the content, is there's no big name NODEBUFF player anymore. Like Stimpy is gone, right? Like Ideal's gone. It's good that maybe those two guys are gone. Not those two, sorry. I was gonna say Avery as well. It's good those two guys are gone, right? Because they're pedophiles and they should not be adhered to. Nobody else has really stepped up to take their place. Or any of those three people's places. There's no, like, Minemen Club has staff members right now, or members of the staff. They're not necessarily go-to people, but they have ranks that allows them to make different styles of content. And there's really nobody like that for NODEBUFF right now. You see every week or so, they'll host, like, fireball fight tournaments, and you'll see, like, these players with, like, famous rank getting on and things like that. And then, what do we have here? We have Modifier and Nakoso with famous rank that one of them doesn't upload to their YouTube channel. Actually, both of them don't upload to their main channels, and both just upload combotages to their alternate channels that don't get views outside of the immediate, 1,000 players that play NODEBUFF across, 4 different regions, across 12 different servers. There's really nothing right now that is going correctly from the NODEBUFF community, because I really want it to do well. I grew up playing this every other day. I want to see it succeed again. So I kind of open up my head to you guys, and these are my thoughts on NODEBUFF right now. But I'd like to know what you guys think could solve the problem, or like what YouTubers should be doing differently, kind of motivate change in the game. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think.